What's this in your back pocket? I just saw you walking it.
It's a navigational aide. What's the problem? You a tyrant?
Yeah, I am actually. What's your name and date of birth?
Welcome back to San Joaquin Audits. Today's video comes to you from the channel Jim Hodges. Mr. Hodges is a legally blind resident of Lake City in Florida. On Halloween of this year, he was walking back home from jury duty when he was stopped, unlawfully searched, and unlawfully arrested by Officer Jayme Ghode and Sergeant Randall Harrison of the Columbia County Sheriff's Department. The reason for Mr. Hodges being stopped in the first place was due to the fact that he had his navigational aide cane in his back pocket, which these officers allegedly mistook as a weapon. However, upon realizing that it wasn't a weapon, instead of ending the encounter altogether, they still demanded he show ID. Keep in mind the fact that this takes place on Halloween, a day where people dress up in a variety of different costumes and wield prop toys of many different kinds. So to unlawfully detain, search, and arrest a blind man for having a walking cane in his back pocket is a clear violation of the Constitution and a clear example of police misconduct and incompetence.
What's this in your back pocket? I just saw you walking it.
It's a navigational aide. What's the problem? You a tyrant?
Yeah, I am actually. What's your name and date of birth?
I don't have to give that unless
Yes, sir. I was investigating.
You have reasonable.
Do you want me to put you in handcuffs right now? Yes, sir, I do.
What is your suspicion?
It looks like you're carrying a gun in your back pocket. I'm stopping to make sure you're carrying it properly. You don't have
you ensured that it's not a firearm?
No, you keep turning so I can't see it. You don't have to be a dick to me.
Well, you're being one to me.
No, sir, I'm doing my job.
Am I detained?
Yeah, you are. What's your name and date of birth?
It does not matter.
Yes, sir, it does.
Do you have a crime?
Would you like me
Call
to
your
put you in?
supervisor,
He's right
please.
here.
All right.
You don't.
Sir, what's she stop you for? For a walking stick.
So,
and it could look like a weapon. She asked you to
really
present it, okay?
Now she's asking me for ID.
Okay.
I don't need the ID unless there's reasonable articulated suspicion that I have committed a crime, am committing a crime, or about to do a crime.
Sir, and her suspicion was that you were armed, okay? And she's asking you for your ID.
Well, now she has verified that I am not armed. Okay. So there is no problem.
Do you have your ID or not?
I do have my ID, but you don't need it.
Okay. Okay.
It's at this moment that these officers decide to place Mr. Hodges into cuffs and unlawfully search his belongings in order to obtain his identification, despite knowing for a fact that he doesn't have a weapon on him. In regards to reasonable suspicion and open carry of a firearm in Florida, the 2020 case of Kilburn v. State claims that it's illegal to carry a concealed weapon in Florida with an exception for those who possess a concealed weapons license. Furthermore, it goes on to state that in the state of Florida, 2 million residents were licensed to carry concealed weapons as of January 31st, 2020. This represents 13% of Floridians over 21 years old, which comes out to about approximately 1 out of every 7 persons over the age of 21 may lawfully carry a concealed weapon in Florida. The thought that these millions of people are subject to seizure by law enforcement until their licenses are verified is antithetical to our 4th Amendment jurisprudence. Now, take into account the fact that Mr. Hodges wasn't even carrying a weapon to begin with, yet he was still placed in cuffs by these 2 officers, shows a clear example of a violation of Mr. Hodges' 4th Amendment right to be secure in his papers against unlawful searches and seizures.
Where's your wallet at, sir?
I don't have a wallet on me.
Okay, where's your ID?
Where's your ID?
In my pocket.
Which pocket?
You are not allowed to search me.
It's in this pocket.
There you go.
Thank you.
I want your names and badge numbers.
1257 on Nick 65 Florida 27.
Yeah, 4427. Preferably
Hotel
your cards.
322 457 61 2540.
Yeah, 26, 23, this one. legally blind?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
I had to walk up here in the dark for jury duty, which was canceled.
Why aren't you using your stick? You don't have to use your stick all the time?
Not all the time.
26.
Green.
All right, Mr. Hodges. Was that hard?
It's gonna be. I want your name and your badge
You
number.
know, I put him in jail for resisting.
Okay.
So there you have it. Following Mr. Hodges' request for names and badge numbers, Sergeant Harrison threw his arms up in the air and stated, "You know what? Put him in jail for resisting." This is not even the first incident involving constitutional violations of Lake City citizens by Officer Ghode in the Columbia County Sheriff's Department. Still, despite a clear violation of constitutional law, listen to the disciplinary action taken on these officers for breaking constitutional law while on the job.
So what we know so far, according to Sheriff Mark Hunter in his press release, he came out and said that he suspended Officer Ghode for 2 days, which is unfortunately the community, the greater part of the community was expecting an immediate termination. And then he came and in that same press conference stated that the sergeant was suspended for 7 days, demoted, and for 2 years he will have no favorable treatment, meaning he won't be able to gain any rank.
Nobody made the connection, and it was only because I knew Deputy Ghode from her testifying in Martinez Bowman's case that I said, that voice is very familiar. Wait, that's the same person that held a gun on Martinez and then testified, you can judge, questionably at trial, and ultimately resulted in a not guilty. But when you have someone saying, look at me, I'm causing problems with the community, and a sheriff says, what?
You didn't have any ill intent.
Right. Then, maybe it's the sheriff that has the actual vision impairment, not Mr. Hodges.
So to conclude this video, Mr. Hodges has hired attorney John Phillips, who you just heard speak at the podium, to handle this case. A notice of intent to sue has been filed, and Mr. Hodges is requesting a federal investigation by the Department of Justice into the Columbia County Sheriff's Department. I'll inform you on any and all updates on this case as they continue to play out. Let me know your thoughts below in the comment section, and as always, thank you for tuning in to San Joaquin Audits, and remember to always educate yourself on your constitutional rights. Also, if you or a loved one has had an interaction with the police that you'd like me to share, feel free to send the video to my email, policeclip6@gmail.com.
San Joaquin. Yeah. Gotta watch 'em. We know the way that you coppin'. We don't give no option. Camera gon' shoot in 9 minutes. Keep that rollin', no stopping. They don't know nothing, we gon' teach them everything. By my country, everything. This my country, every day. False conviction, you got a power addiction. We on the road, me and the bros. Telling the story so everyone know. Send them to hell, little Nicky. San Joaquin, shout out the crew. We gon' show the world, don't miss it. My whole team on a mission. My eyes wide open, I see everything you doing. We gon' check the law. I know my rights like I passed the bar. I'ma make sure you know yours and all. Home of the brave, free us all. Can't do it all and we standing tall. Only real criminals behind bars. Only real criminals behind bars. Oh, excuse me.